Welcome to SkillCast, the only podcast where you learn transferable skills through real conversations. I'm Nurbanu, your host, and for season 6, we're going deeper, getting more open, and taking conversations to another level. Because some of the most powerful lessons in life don't come from textbooks, they come from people, experiences, and honest discussions. So let's begin. Welcome to SkillCast.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling today?
I feel really inspired by what I've seen yesterday and the day before. I've met really amazing people. So I'm really thankful to have been invited here and to be a part of this journey with you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you had a great time. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Originally, I was born in the Ukraine. And at about 9 years, which was in 2000, I moved to Belgium. In Belgium, I had a very difficult time fitting in because the term identity was very difficult for me. I tried to be a Belgian person, but I kind of knew I will never be one of the Belgian people. So I tried to fit in. I tried to wear the right clothes and say the right things, but I didn't feel alive. And so that started my journey into self-development, expression, and that's started me off to body work, authenticity, all these things. And now I do retreats. I organize retreats all over the world, and I teach people about self-regulation, about how to authentically express themselves, how to free emotions that are stuck, which are usually fear, anger, or sadness.
So how did you end up moving to Belgium?
So in 1991, somewhere like there was the economic collapse in Russia, USSR. So after that, everybody kind of left. And so me, my grandmother, and my sister, and my mother, we left. And yeah, we just went to Belgium. Other members of our family went to America, other went to Spain. So everybody kind of left looking for a better future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you moved when you were quite young then.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were quite young, we hadn't really formulated our identities. Our identities revolve around our primary socialization, like your mother and your grandmother in that situation. So in what ways did you find it difficult to fit in because you were just forming this personality?
I was all of a sudden plucked. I felt like I was plucked from an environment where I could function and put in an environment where I felt like I had to live up to a certain expectation, which was to speak Dutch and to behave like they were. So I didn't know how to behave, how to be myself in that environment. Whereas in Ukraine, I felt free. I felt free because everything was familiar for me. And now everything was unfamiliar for me. So I felt very afraid. And the support from home was very logistical. So it was about get to school, get home, you studied, okay. So there was not a lot of emotional support, let's say that. I did have a lot of support from my grandmother, bless her. Mm-hmm. But aside from that, it was really a challenging phase for me.
Wow, sounds really difficult just hearing you kind of speak about it as well. So how old were you from the point where you felt unfamiliar to freeing yourself and being liberated? What was the time span between?
So around 14, 15 years, I started to become aware that I started to play a persona. I started to look at movies and I started to see, oh, that's how they dress. Oh, that's how they talk. So I would be in situations and instead of, let's say, naturally responding how I want to respond, I would try to see what is the best way to respond here to make the biggest impact, to be popular, let's say. Mm-hmm. So I did that and I was very popular. I was very popular among girls and amongst the boys, but inside I felt dead. And I had to make a choice then after my studies. I felt like, wow, I don't feel alive. And I'm now supposed to make a choice what to do with the rest of my life. So then I was like, what do I love to do? And then the thought came, okay, I love to watch movies. Why? Because in movies, I see people having experiences which I don't have. I see people being heroic. I see people having deep romances. I see people having adventures. And I was super closed. I was super shy, but I played a part. So I was like, okay, I want to do what they do. So I went to theater school. But in theater school, I realized, look, I don't like acting because now all of a sudden I had access to like ways or tools to get access to emotions and to practice expressing myself in a safe environment. But I still felt fear, and I understood I don't like acting. So I thought, why am I here? It's not about acting. The acting was for me just a projection. What I really wanted was access to my humanity. I wanted to be a real person with a real life who had real life experiences. So then my goal shifted to I want to be free of fear. I then self isolated. I started meditating 6 hours a day, 7, 8 hours a day, different meditations. I then had all kinds of different experiences. And I had some experiences with Kundalini, which is your life force energy. And after that, I felt guided. Let's say it like that. My life changed because all of a sudden, my life started to feel more like a flow. And I started to feel more and more, the more that I freed my body through practices, I started to feel more and more like my life was a constant revelation of life. And I was just being aware of where is life still blocked in me. And then it was my responsibility, how do I unblock this so life can express itself even more? And so then when I realized that, I thought, okay, I'm free now. I feel, let's say, I feel free to be. Just be, not to do something spectacular, but just to be, to just sit with people, to just look at you, talk with you. Because for me, even sitting with a beautiful woman like yourself, it was inside, like I could sit here and pretend like I was okay, but inside I would feel tension. I didn't know what to do. And so after I was free, I thought, okay, what do I do now? And I was thinking, and the question that came was, what is the highest thing that I can do with my life? And the answer that came was, the highest thing is to be a tool for the expression of consciousness. Because I understood that on a higher level of awareness, there is a knowing of what is needed for the whole. Whereas from my limited perception, there was always a limited idea of what I think is needed. So I started to understand, okay, how do I get higher perception, higher awareness? I then got an experience where I started to have heart palpitations. I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I think I had an electrolyte imbalance, and I thought I was having a heart attack. So I went to the ER. I was screaming, oh my God, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Help me. And the doctors were like, we cannot do anything. You just have to wait till it's over. So I was sitting there and it kept going and I was super afraid. And in my mind, the thoughts kept coming, I don't want to die. 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 And then the thought came, why don't I want to die? And I started to see flashbacks of my life. And it was not my job, not opportunities I missed. I saw moments where I didn't love, where I didn't express love. And the thought came, I wish I had loved more. And I was like, wow. So after that,
Sounds like it was your first revelation.
yeah. And after that, I was like, so this is what for me life is really all about. So I was like, okay, how can I structure my life in a way that while I'm alive, I'm actually doing what is really important for me, which is to feel love. So then I thought, okay, retreats, events, all these things, they're about vulnerability, self-love, discovering a deeper connection to yourself. And I understood when I see other people having a breakthrough, when I see other people release pain, when I see other people open themselves up to feel love for themselves, it touches me. So I thought, this is what I want to do, to create these healing spaces for other people so they can also have transformational experiences and have a real life, a fulfilling life.
Wow, it sounds like that your revelation that you had in that ER room was to love and create a space for other people to find themselves and to be able to learn to love themselves. Because until we learn to love ourselves and accept who we are, how can we be? Because in order to be, we need to be content, happy, loved. And the only way you can get love from someone else is until you love yourself. And if there's that lack of love inside of you, that it's like manifestation. It's like the laws of the universe. You are what you get. It's a circle. It's a full circle of life. So,
Yeah.
no, I completely hear you. I understand where you're coming from. So when's your next retreat?
My next retreat is in July. It's gonna be in Belgium, in the Ardennes. The Ardennes is like a natural valley full of nature, and there's gonna be different things there. It's gonna be breath work, relaxation. So we're gonna do things in the woods, in nature. We're gonna do sculpting. We're gonna have saunas. We're gonna have different therapists that bring their own specialty, so that there is for everyone something.
Wow, love that. So have you got the dates already?
Yeah, it's from 7 July till 13 July.
Perfect, love it. So just for clarity, this podcast is happening in 2026. Just for those that are listening before then, if you're interested, we'll put your details, how they can reach out to you, whether it's for that particular retreat in July or future retreat that you may be doing, because I've heard you mention you do several retreats throughout the year.
My retreats, and this is really important, is really about giving people the awareness that they have a body and that they need to strengthen their mind-body connection so that they can get in touch with their intuition, so they can listen to the intuition and listen to what they really want. And then, other than that, is to give them tools of how to work with emotions that block them. Because oftentimes, even when people feel or know what they want to do, they feel blocked because they feel unworthy or they feel not confident enough or whatever. And so the feelings don't allow them to take the steps. So I give them tools. How do you work with the feelings so you can free your body and you can do what you actually want to do? And you can also let go of pain, and you can open your heart up more to love more, to have more love for yourself.
Amazing. Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.